I don't know, man. I don't know. I wake up and, you know, I piss, I eat. I won't even say I have breakfast because the types of food I'm eating and the combinations, it doesn't even make sense. I go on social media and I look at other people's lives and what they're doing. Okay, let me be specific. With this breakdown of what's breakdown, not breakdown, but what is breakdown. Let me explain what I'm talking about specifically so you can get the full picture. On my social media, on my Instagram, because social media could be Twitter, it could be Snapchat. So with my Instagram, I follow mostly people who live in Los Angeles, and I watch them work with brands and dress up with the glitz and the glam, and it feels nice to just watch someone. It feels nice to just watch someone live out something you think you want. And sometimes I fall into it. I get lost in it. I get lost in other people's reality, which makes me feel like a blob. And it makes me question what I want to do, because I do know, I just don't feel comfortable saying it. My name's Nex. Hi. Yeah. And I know I'm destined to do great things. And I didn't always know that. It didn't come to me in a dream. But over time, the more I got to know myself and be alone, I just started accepting it as a truth more and more. I would consider myself a creative. You know, I like to write. This is boring. Before, when I was in high school, I was longing to go to LA. And I didn't realize till I looked back at videos I made in the past that I've been longing for Los Angeles for a long time. And I went. I actually went.
I've been thinking about it all the time. I've never seen somebody put together perfectly. What do I have to do to call you mine? Someone like you is so hard to find.
Okay, I'm back home. I'm back to a place I never thought I'd be back. For years. I guess I burned some bridges here. And I'm alone again. But this time I'm going to do things differently, because this is the beginning. I guess before is our beginnings. Has someone said that? I did, but has someone else said that? Who knows? I've been reflecting. The fuck do you say when everything's been said? I was really thinking about it. In a time where we can know anything we want in a matter of minutes, and anyone can know anything they want to their heart's desire, and every insightful thing has been talked about to some level, where does that leave my generation and future generations? I'm Gen Z, by the way, if you couldn't tell. I don't know why I just did that. But what I do know is that what makes it hard to breathe sometimes is that I feel as though there are no things, there's nothing to really talk about that hasn't been talked about. I don't want to be that person. I want to be that bitch. 1 second. I don't want to be that person that talks about the same shit all the time. Like, mental health is a very good example. I feel as though we applaud and we congratulate. We don't congratulate people. We applaud people for talking on mental health. But mental health is one of the most talked about subjects in the modern day. You know, depression, I bet depression has probably been searched up a number of times. Anxiety as well. And I don't know, I'm genuinely sick of hearing people talk about mental illness and as this like new thing we're still working through, which I guess we are, but I don't know. You know when you try to make a point and you get lost in your own train of thought, and then you question yourself, you think to yourself, is this even a thought worth thinking about? I'll stop there. I want this to sound the least cringy, least seductive, I guess, least movie nonsense way. Driving is keeping me going. It is the one thing that makes me feel alright for a minute. That isn't special or anything. I wish it was sometimes. Recently, I realized that I try to find things that are different about me than the rest of the population. Subconsciously want to be a pick-me girl, if that makes sense, I guess. When I came home, I started looking into mindfulness and meditation and really thinking about how my brain and my mind are everything to anyone, you know? There's power in words. There's power in saying things. So I am careful to choose my words. I'm also careful about things I put out into the world, but I want to say that I don't want to be 30 looking back wishing I did more to fulfill myself, to fulfill my dreams. You know? I think I have so much potential, you know? Or maybe my youth is the only thing I'm looking at, which is dumb. But, you know, I have time. Time is so fucking valuable. It is. Never get that shit back. All I have is time now. I'm not in school. I don't have a job. And I feel like a failure type blob for not doing anything. People are so productive these days. And even when I do the slightest thing that's productive, I have that chatterbox. That's what I call that. Those negative thoughts, the chatterbox. I have my chatterbox telling me, you know, it's not enough. That it's embarrassing what I'm doing. You know? I'd like to say that all I want to do is make an impact and reach people. But genuinely, I think I'm not sure what I want. I look at successful musicians and artists in the music sense, and I think, oh, I kind of want that, but kind of not. I look at actors and actresses, and I think, oh, I kind of want that, but kind of not. I want things that contradict each other, I think. Since I've came back, since I've started this new journey of being mindful, since I've started realizing that this before is my beginning, I've really been talking to God. He is so God is so complex. Most of the time I think God has I think that God's plan for me is to reach a wide audience of people, but I heard once somewhere that God looks at our plans and laughs. But that isn't really a plan. That is me just thinking something.
On Track by Tame Impala, now playing.
Strictly speaking, I'm still on.